Right, this is the companion show to the episode we did last week on Mount. We're going to be doing these every week. They're called What Ifs. So anytime someone gives us a question on a video that we've done, we're going to answer it with feedback the following week before we release the next episode. So a couple of questions I had from last week. First one, we've had a couple of questions regarding this. How to get side control when they are trying to defend, even if you've got high into the armpit. This now comes into how you should be training your jiu-jitsu anyway. So going back to my video on how to defend everything, this is again a question I had on that one. The answer to how to defend everything is going to be another class called how to attack everything. So it's complete opposite, as in I want to be exposing the armpits all the time, I just then need to work that into my drilling. So if I can, for example, and this actually goes into the next question, but that'll make more sense in a minute. So say if I actually have a Naki where I've already exposed his arm here in side control, but his legs are going to be defending and stopping me from coming across. So in my drilling, I need to be working on making sure that I keep this space open. So I'm going to be finding new and improved ways of doing it. So I might use my knee, one of my favourite ones. I can just move this way a bit now. Sorry. So I've opened up the space. I've used my ass to keep that his armpit open. From here, I'm going to be using my knee to keep his legs pushed down. Here, once. So try and get your legs back in. Try and close the space. Here. So I try and make sure my body is as high as I can to the armpit, and then I'm going to use my legs to try and expose that space even more. And that goes into my second question that I've had, which is, how do you actually train this in like sparring, or like how do you drill this to make it make sense? So the way we drill everything in this gym is we do everything backwards. So we don't necessarily do dry drilling. We should probably, but we don't. So for example, if we're going to do a mount drill, I'll choose a submission from mount, or I'll choose a couple of options off the same kind of final position, so maybe with the arm exposed. And we'll look at maybe the arm bar, the Americana, and the arm triangle. From there, we have different levels of resistance depending on if the person, who should be winning this drill. So is it going to be the person on top winning, or is it going to be the person on the bottom winning? The answer is still going to be the same for the person on bottom with how to defend everything. They want to be trying to get people out of that space. And the more they can get someone out of that space and react in chaos, just that single idea, the easier it is for them to get out. So say for example, I want Naki he's going to be winning this drill. So he's going to be on top, my arm's going to be exposed, and then I'm going to try and put in enough resistance. If I just get straight out, then I'm going to lower that level of resistance. So he'll probably start from the armbar, get to the armbar, okay, then we'll take a step backwards, and I'll change up the resistance each time depending on what he needs from me. So this is where actually, instead of it just being dry drilling, and I think this is a really good idea just for general training of jiu-jitsu, instead of just dry drilling, like, do 10 guillotines or whatever, instead be a good coach if you're a partner. So talk to the person you're training with, see what they want out of you. If they're having a real difficult technique, lower the resistance all the way down. If they're getting more, if they're enjoying the technique more, then up that level of resistance, and then they can train accordingly and they react better in a sparring situation. So say if it's Naki's drill and I'm putting in enough resistance, I still can't get rid of him, he's still armbarring me, then we're going to go back a step until eventually where he's exposed the arm, but my arm's still in, but maybe he still has mount, and then he's got to expose my arm more and then try and work for it. Once he gets that, and he's actually gone through certain levels of resistance on me, we'll take another step back. So this time he's exposed the arm, and now he's just got side control with his knee across my stomach, and he's exposed my legs. So now he's got to try and move to mount and then go for the arm. If he finds that difficult, I'll lower resistance. If he finds it easy, then we'll up the resistance, and we'll keep working back like that. So then if you look at it from, if I wanted to defend, if my arm's already exposed, I'm going to be looking at trying to get Naki out of that space, and if he's just still wrecking my arm every single time, I'll ask him to lower it, and then we'll start working so I can get the arm back in. Once I find that easy, we'll then take it another step back. So now we're here, but now because I'm already half escaped, I want his resistance to be a lot higher. I want to really go for my arm. So I have to really work from that position. So again, all I'm ever thinking of is how to get him out of that space from my elbow to my armpit, my knee to my armpit. I think then if you it kind of answers both questions regarding how do you find that space and also how do you train it. You need that kind of level of situational drilling. So it's not sparring, it looks like sparring. There is an element of slight competitiveness to it, but you have to have good training partners for this. Your training partner has to be your coach in this predicament, where they have a interest in your progression. And the side effect of this, and it'll be mentioned in the next week's episode, or the next episode of episode 2, where we look at guard passing. Drilling the other way around. So instead of looking at, it's kind of side effect drilling. So if someone's trying to get better at guard passing, you'd look at guard retention, and the side effect would be better guard passing. So exact same with this. If I want him to get better at armbarring me from mount, he needs to be doing it with various levels of resistance of me escaping, so he can then deal with those issues and shut them down just by side effect. He kind of absorbs that into his head. But that'll become more apparent in the next video I do, which is on guard passing. So yeah, once that episode's out, if you've got any more questions on that, please forward them in, and we will answer them. Thank you.